birth is a very intimate experience. It's a very intimate experience. And a lot of my teachers, they would say to me, Melissa, if you wouldn't have sex in front of these people, then you don't want to birth in front of them. So you kind of, because it's very intimate, like it's a very intimate experience. It's one of the most sacred and precious and intimate moments of your life. So think about, do you want 15 people in the room watching you? Or, it's really important. And so you've got to feel like safe, and you've got to feel private, and you've got to feel uninhibited. Like a lot in the mammals in the wild, they would go and hide. They would go behind the bushes and they would hide and they would give birth and then they would come out, So that's kind of like what we've got to think about. So it's really important when you're thinking about your birth, like think about who would you like there? Who do you feel really comfortable with? I personally didn't want a lot of people in my space. I had a midwife and my doula and my husband, obviously. And then I had a friend who was taking photos and videos. She's a videographer and photographer. So there was me and 4 other people in the space. And I know that's, lots of people have so many more people, but it really has to come back to what you want and what you feel the most comfortable with. And I'll share in the program more about my birth story, but I felt so held by my team. Nick, my doula, and my midwife, they held me so beautifully during that time. I felt so safe. I felt like they had me. There wasn't ever a moment in my birth where I didn't feel safe, where I felt scared. I never felt scared. I knew that they had me, and there was such a nice mix of energy as well. My midwife was a tiny bit more, Melissa, we're doing this, and then my doula was like, sweetie, okay, we're going to put your leg up on the side of the pool now. Like she was a little bit more like motherly, soft, loving. And then my midwife was the same, but then she had a bit more like, we're doing this, a bit more of which I needed, So it's really important that you have people around you that you feel very comfortable with, that you trust, that you feel held by. And that might be a friend or your mother or whoever. But I mean, I personally think less is more. Absolutely, that is my belief. Less is more, but enough to feel comfortable and to feel safe and to feel held. So whoever that is. And then you asked about like night nurses and nannies. That's separate. You don't need those people at your birth. Like they come later. And my advice with that, which I talk about in the program, is remembering that it takes a village. 1000% it takes a village. And if you desire support in the form of a nanny or a night nurse or a cleaner or a cook or whatever it is, if that lights you up and that is something that you want, then absolutely, sister, go for it.